And now, Alaska's only statewide sports with Mark Pearson.
We begin with a little perfection. The UAA Lady Cagers have been just that, perfect, at least against Pacific West opponents. The Wolves hold a clean 5-0 record in conference, good for first place, and they haven't lost a game this season to a Division II opponent. Their 2 losses came at the shootout against D1 schools NAU and Louisville. Tonight, the Wolves look to keep their Pac West record blemish-free against Central Washington. To the Sports Center, the Cats are also perfect. In Y2K, they're 2-0. Wolves shake off the holiday layoff dust early. Double S Stephanie Smith with a theft, and she goes coastal. It's all smiles for Steph, 2-0 Wolves. Check out Wildcat Megan Cutsney. She's all a 4'0", but playing like she's Wilt Chamberlain. He gets her own putback. Game tied at 4. Smith's got some drive left on the other end, though. It's happy and a blemish. Wolves up 16 at the half, and they keep the win streak rolling. 62-41 is the final. UAA now 6-0 in conference. The Cats dropped to 2-1. Despite an almost 3-week layoff, the Seawolves showed no signs of complacency, out-rebounding the Cats by 13, out-shooting them 48% to 20%. Next up for the Wolves, St. Martin's Saturday at the Sports Center. Last season, the Aces had the best offense in the WCHL. Keith Street led the league in scoring with a record 130 points. Van Corbin and his 50 goals were second. And our good friend Dean Larson was third. But only 2 of those scoring machines made the All-Star team in '99, Street and Corbin. Larson was slighted. And although Dean didn't show it, Aces fans were pretty upset with the decision. Today, Larson was avenged. The WCHL announced its All-Star lineup for this month's contest against the CHL. And Dean is on the team. He's also the only ace on the team. Number 18 is tied for 3rd in the league in scoring with 50 points, which is also enough to lead the Aces. Lars, as I said, the only ace to make the All-Star team. He'll be joined by 6 Tacoma SaberCats, defending league MVP Hugo Belanger of Phoenix and league leading scorer Paul Willett of Bakersfield, among others. The game is set for January 25th in North Carolina. This ace didn't make the All-Star squad, but let's say that's just because he hasn't been with the team for the entirety of the season. Mark DeLorme was named the WCHL Goalie of the Month today. The former ECHL Puck Stopper of the Year joined the Sully Regulars on December 4th and promptly posted a 5-0-0 record during the Christmas shopping season. He also had a goals against average of just 1.75 and 2 shutouts in December. Those numbers impressed even Santa Claus. DeLorme hasn't gotten off to a great January back-to-back games where he's allowed 6 or more goals, but he did have an assist in last night's loss in San Diego. Got offensive. Speaking of San Diego, the Aces will rematch the goals at the Sports Center in Tijuana North tomorrow night, 6 p.m. After the game, the Aces travel to Bakersfield, where they will play the Condors on Saturday. The Aces also picked up a new defenseman today. His name is Lee Svangstu, and he's tough. The 225-pounder last played for Idaho, where he opened several cans and scored 40 points. Speaking of goaltenders, the saga of Seawolf Corey McEachran and his fire extinguisher finally came to an end today. The Wolves reinstated the goalie from a month-long suspension and cleared him to play this weekend against Michigan Tech. On Tuesday, a district court judge fined McEachran and sentenced him to community service for an incident involving the discharge of a fire extinguisher in the UAA dorms last November. UAA head coach Dean Talifas says the team looks forward to putting the incident behind them. Don't we all? After all the fire extinguisher dust finally settles, the real bad news for Corey McEachran may be Corey Strachan. The backup goalie played solid hockey over the last month, earning the WCHA's Rookie of the Week award against Wisconsin. More hockey, game action between Scotty Gomez's Devils and the Buffalo Swords. And it's Peter Sikora, profiting from some rough play, call it a penalty shot, 5-hole. 5-3 Jersey at that point. The Devils score 3 in the third and take the W by a score of 6-3. How devilish. Gomez rolled his 10th goal, an empty netter, and added an assist tonight. The Devils improved their division-leading record to 24, 12, and 5. The Sabres dropped to 16, 9, and 5. You know, Scott Gomez isn't the only Alaskan playing at the highest level of professional sports. That distinction also falls upon Trajan Langdon of the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's okay if you don't remember the former East High and Duke University star. He's been out of the Cavs lineup for the past 21 games with a knee injury. Tonight, he returned to the lineup. Time for Cleveland's contractually obligated game against G-State Warriors. Lamont Murray was the star of the game with 20 points as the Cavs won 90-75. Langdon did not play tonight, but he did have some real good seats and is that much closer to seeing some minutes. Langdon appeared in 10 games and averaged just under 5 points before his knee injury. Then there's John Rocker. The Braves pitcher turned a couple heads last month when he criticized and said inflammatory things about New Yorkers, minorities, and homosexuals in a Sports Illustrated article. There's little question that Rocker's comments were way off base and that what he said was wrong, but is John Rocker off his rocker? That's what Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig wants to know. The commish ordered that John Rocker seek a psychiatric evaluation before the season begins. Atlanta Braves president Stan Kasten says Rocker is remorseful, terribly sorry for what he said, and that the Braves will comply with the league's wish for Rocker to see a shrink. Scoreboard. Good to see Trajan Langdon back on the bench at least. Should be getting some minutes sometime here in the near future, and we'll keep tabs on his rookie season as he tries to improve on 5 points a game.
All right. Send Rocker to New York. He'll get some therapy there,
that's
won't
a
he?
good idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks.